Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors. But first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Warriors Steph Curry given grim injury update after hamstring exit. The Golden State Warriors stole Game 1 with a 99-88 win on the road, but their playoff run is in serious jeopardy. Warriors star Stephen Curry prematurely exited Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals against the Minnesota Timberwolves on Tuesday with a left hamstring strain. Curry scored 13 points in 13 minutes to lead the Warriors' strong start as they sat down on a 44-31 halftime cushion. The Warriors ruled him out for the rest of the game, and there is a grim chance he could miss the rest of the series. Dr. Neero Pandya, a professor at the Orthopedic Surgery Department of the University of California, San Francisco, and director of sports medicine at Benioff Children's Hospital said the minimum missed time for hamstring injuries in the NBA is 6 games based on a medical study he was part of. It doesn't necessarily mean that Stephen Curry will be gone for 6 games, Dr. Pandya said. Dr. Evan Jeff, an NBA and NFL injury expert and owner of the San Diego-based Evolving Motion Physical Therapy, also outlined a typical recovery timeline for hamstring strain. This is the worst-case scenario in a playoff series. Dr. Jeffer wrote on X about Curry's hamstring strain. Typical timeline of healing is grade I 7 to 10 days and grade II 3 to 6 weeks. Curry's return to play will be determined by the grade of his hamstring strain, location of the strain, the number of hamstring muscles involved, cross-sectional area involved, and the degree of swelling. According to Dr. Pandya, Curry will have an MRI to determine the severity of his hamstring strain. A grade 1 strain is a micro tear, grade 2 is a partial tear, and grade 3 is a complete tear. Dr. Pandya warned that rushing Curry to return might lead to other injuries. They need to make sure that Curry has full mobility and strength when they're on the court, which is particularly important for a player like Stephen Curry, Dr. Pandya explained. Now, the reason why you don't want to rush back hamstring strain is that there's a high rate of re-injury if you come back too early. In addition, there's a high rate of additional injuries to the other parts of the body if your hamstring is not very secure or strong enough to come back on the court. The Warriors need not look far. Curry's former running mate, Klay Thompson, suffered a mild hamstring strain in Game 2 of the 2019 NBA Finals. Thompson sat out Game 3, then returned in Game 4. He played at an elite level until he tore his ACL in Game 6, which hastened the Warriors' finals loss to the Toronto Raptors. Without Curry, the Warriors will heavily lean on Jimmy Butler to lead them. The 36-year-old Curry averaged 24.00 points on a 47/40/90 shooting split, 5.9 rebounds, 5.7 assists, and 1.1 steals in the Warriors' first-round win over the number 2 seed Houston Rockets. Warriors vs. Timberwolves Game 1 player grades. Buddy Hield plays the hero as Steph Curry injured. Tuesday night was a game in which the best case and worst case both transpired for the Golden State Warriors. The best case, they put together a masterful performance against the Minnesota Timberwolves, at times leading by 20 points while cruising to a 99-88 Game 1 victory. They went on the road against a favored team and proved they could not just win, but win handily and without their best player. Which brings us to the worst case. Steph Curry was injured and almost surely will miss at least a game or two. It's hard to know how to feel. All we can focus on for now is how they performed in the game. So let's grade the players who pulled off the improbable victory. As always, grades are based on my expectations for each player, with a B grade representing the average performance for that player. I won't lie, I spent a lot of the last few months drafting an article in my head about the Warriors trading healed this off-season. And then in the span of 2 games, he made himself an absolutely indispensable part of the team. He stayed in the starting lineup after Sunday's Game 7 brilliance and drew a matchup with Anthony Edwards. And there's no other way to say this. He won the matchup with Minnesota's superstar. It was a thoroughly dominant defensive performance in the first half, with Hield the main reason that Edwards had just 1 point at the break. I don't know where this exceptional defense came from, but I am very excited to see it. The flip side was that he had been equally non-existent on offense, scoring just 2 points. And then the second half began with he knowing he'd need to shoulder a heavier load with Curry out. And he responded with 16 points in the third quarter alone. And in the fourth quarter, as the Wolves fought their way back into it, he calmed everything by knocking down clutch shot after clutch shot every time Minnesota got close. This was a game where the plus-minus felt accurate. The Warriors outscored the Wolves by 22 points in Hield 40 minutes. They were outscored by 11 points in the 8 minutes he sat. And in a tense and physical game, he had neither a turnover nor a foul. What an amazing story he has become. And not just because he delayed the game by wearing the wrong shorts. Grade A plus post-game bonus led the team in points. Best plus-minus on the team. Shaquille O'Neal had 7 words for Steph Curry after leaving Warriors game early. Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors were facing off against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the second round of the NBA playoffs. Much of the attention heading into the series was on an injury affecting Curry's hand. He had a swollen thumb that had been highlighted by fans and media personnel. While many have been monitoring the injury, Curry added salt to the wound on Tuesday. In a game watch against the Timberwolves, Curry went down with an injury. After limping off the floor and heading back to the locker room, Curry was ruled out of the game, nursing a hamstring injury. At halftime, the NBA on TNT crew with Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, and company spoke on the health of Curry. When discussing the injury, O'Neal mentioned he may be starting to break down. While O'Neal admitted that Curry has been phenomenal for the Warriors, he hinted that the Golden State star may be getting too late in his career to keep his playing style the same way. He may be starting to break down, O'Neal said per Clutch Points. He moves a lot. For a 36-year-old, this could be crucial. If I'm Golden State, I definitely want to get this game for him. Rest him game 2. Give him a couple of more days or rest. Possibly bring him game 3. Curry capped off his night against the Minnesota Timberwolves with 13 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist. The official injury report revealed that Curry suffered a left hamstring strain per ESPN Shams Charania. As Shaquille O'Neal explained, Curry is entering the latter half of his NBA career. The Golden State Warriors is currently playing in his 16th season in the league, having led the organization to 4 NBA titles. During the 2024-25 season, Curry has averaged 24.5 points, 4.44 rebounds, and 6.0 assists per game. And you fan, what do you think about Shaquille O'Neal's situation? Write to us in the comments.